Okay. Just getting a live going. All right. Good morning, you guys. Happy Tuesday. It's an upper body day. We're going to be hitting our upper body strength, of course, as well as some conditioning. We have a nice cardio circuit that we're going to finish with. So for equipment, you guys see this chair. It's here because we're going to use it for some stuff. If you do not have a chair like this, something with a soft top on it, then I will give you guys options, of course, whether it's on the floor, on the wall. We'll talk about that. In addition to the chair, I have my 2 8-pound dumbbells, my bands, and I am wearing shoes because we are doing some stuff that is higher impact towards the end. So let's get you guys started. No equipment. We're going to stick our arms out to the sides and start drawing these small circles going in one direction. Straight arms, little ones. We'll go through 10 one way, and then we will stop and do 10 the other way. So we're going to get the shoulders warming up with these little circles. Once we're done 10 in each direction, we will stop and start going the first way we started with, but now in big circles, as big as they can go. So we'll go 10, working with whatever range of motion we have. Shouldn't be painful, maybe a little snap, crackle, pop. Working out those air pockets that sometimes are in our joints. Typically what we're feeling there, no pain though. We'll go through 10 and then 10 the other way now. Usually one way feels a little bit more comfortable, a bit more natural than the other. Just work with whatever you guys got going on. We'll go through 10 and then, I'm already warm. I don't know why I put a sweater on. It's because it's freezing in here before we start moving. We are gonna bring ourselves down onto the floor into our all four position for threading of the needle. So this is one that's going to help us loosen up our mid-back, our lower back. We're going to take one hand, reach it through, big breath in, and then we'll exhale and open up, try to follow that hand with our eyes, going through 10 per side. So we do this one often because it is a really good one to help us get some mobility work in our mid-back, our lower back. But it's very important that your hips do not move. So we shouldn't have any tilting, shifting in the hips. We want to keep those guys still, and we'll go through 10 per side. So once you've done that first side, we can switch, and we will do 10 on this side. And so same thing here. You might find one side is a little bit tighter than the other. Just try to work with that exhale as you open, and see if you can get open enough so that you can look at the ceiling above yourself. So we'll go through 10. Good morning, Bobby. What's up, what's up? So we'll do 10 and 10, getting that back loosened up. And then once we're done, we will hang out in this position here, in this all four stance, and bring our shoulder blades together, shoulder blades apart, 10 reps total. So I'm not bending the elbows. I know this one can be a little bit weird. We'll go through 10 total, bringing the shoulders together and then spreading the shoulders apart. Trying to keep our belly button pulled into our spine. And we're not rounding or arching our back. We'll go through 10. Then we are standing up to the top. When you guys get up here, we are now going to do some circles on our wrists. So we'll go through 5 in each direction, circling the wrist to the biggest range that we have. You make a fist in your hands. It's going to help us loosen up all the muscles around our wrists, our forearms, our elbows. All right, so you're going to shake out your shoulders, roll them out, stand it up. We're going to get you guys started here with 2 exercises. We will be going back down onto the floor for push-ups because it's a Tuesday and that is our Tuesday push-up thing. But before we start that, we're going to get our upper back muscles, the back of our shoulders, activated. So we'll do some band pull-aparts. If you guys have a band, bring them out. Long bands are the best option if you have a long one, like my orange one that is over there. I keep pointing at it. If you have loop bands, you can make a long band by looping these guys together. Or if you have no bands, we're going to get ourselves into this bent over position because we're doing our band pull-aparts, and you guys are doing 20 reps total. So if I don't have the band, I'm down here, thumbs up, and I bring those shoulder blades together. So we're trying to wake up, activate those muscles in our upper back of our shoulders. And we go. So again, if you have a band, we're going to pull it across, going through these pull aparts, stopping before the band hits the chest, and stopping before it goes all wet noodle on us. Good morning, Carly, come on in. So we'll go through 20 reps total of these ones. For those of you just joining in, you can throw in some of these shoulder rolls to get those shoulders moving. Then we are going to start you off. So I'm going to move this because it is slightly in my way for this first part. So we're going to get you guys started down on the floor with some push-ups. I already told you that. You already saw that coming. Today is a good day because we are doing a very low number of reps. Whenever you hear that, though, you know that these are going to be really challenging. So you guys are doing 3 reps of a push-up in per each set. Cannot even form my words how excited I am. What we're going to do in these 3 reps, for most of us, doing 3 push-ups is going to be very easy. It's not going to be the hardest thing in the world. The kicker here today is that we are going to make these feel extremely hard. Like we do not want to do 4, we're not able to do 4. We're doing 3 at a time. So we'll get ourselves into our push-up position. If you need that reminder on where your hand should be, you can lay down on the floor, align your hands, get up into your starting position. So what we're gonna do is come down all the way, halfway up, back down, and then push up. And that was 1 rep. We're going to do that 2 more sets. So again, we go down all the way, halfway up, back down, and then all the way up. That's 2. We'll go through 1 more. If you feel like that's too hard, you can just do 1 pause at the bottom rather than adding in that half rep. Okay, maybe we're not expecting that. Let's stand up. We are going to go through that again, but every set of these push-ups, we're going to come back to those band pull-aparts. So we'll lower the number of reps. You guys are doing 10 reps total, and we will take a little bit of rest once we're done these band pulls, where we're doing 10 reps. And if you do not have a band, we're down here. Just drop it. Going through this similar, working the similar muscles, just without the band. So once we're done this set of 10, we will rest for a second here. For about 30 seconds specifically. Trying to keep it about 30, no longer than 45, so that we can get through our next 3 sets, because you guys are doing 4 rounds total of this. So once you're finished, we are going to take a couple breaths, grab a quick sip of water, and then get back down there and do our second set of those 3 rep push-ups. I know, sounds so nice. And then you do them like that, and you're like, whoa. That's what I want. I want you guys to be extremely challenged by these. We do not want to be able to get 4, and if we did, it would not be very pretty, okay? But those 3 are done as perfect as we can do them, trying to keep the core in nice and tight, and whenever you guys are ready, let's do it. So if you find that that whole adding in that half rep at the bottom makes this impossible, and you can't do that, or you can maybe only get 1 of those, then what you can do is, again, just pause the bottom. So come down and hold, and then push up. And if you're someone who is really still working on getting like those first 3 or first 5 unbroken push-ups to begin with, then I want you to just go for 3 good push-ups. You don't have to do the pause. You don't have to do the half rep at the bottom. It's just for most of us, we will need to do that, because if you can do 5 or 10 push-ups, then you're going to need to make 3 harder, and that is a great way to do it. Which you felt for yourself. Doesn't feel so great, but it does certainly make these really effective and challenging. Okay, so 4 rounds total. Again, between every set, we are going to do 10 of these band pull-aparts. Why we're doing these is to help us get the back of the shoulders working. When we're doing our push-ups, your back muscles help out your push-up muscles. These are the opposing ones. So by doing these pull-aparts and making sure the back of your shoulders, your upper back is nice and active and fired up, just like we do your core and your glutes on our leg days, it's going to help your push-up be, it might feel harder, but it's going to allow you to use those muscles and help yourself out in that push-up. And it's actually something that you guys can think about and focus on, especially if you are still trying to really perfect your set of 5 or set of 10 push-ups, is on the way down, you can think about those shoulder blades squeezing together, and then you can spread them apart as you push out into that push-up. And it just helps you use those upper back muscles. And for some of us, it'll make it feel a lot harder. But if you practice like that, then you'll have a stronger and better push-up. That's what those are for. All right, so 4 rounds total. Yes, you guys have so much time. We have about 4 minutes to go through our last 2 sets, set or 2, however many you have left. And please take a little bit of rest once you're finished your pull-aparts so that you can have a stronger set of those push-ups. Those 3 sneaky push-ups. Unsuspectingly hard. So doing these lower number of rep push-ups, kind of nice, kind of a good switch up for us. We're used to doing, like 8, 10 at a time, although we did 5 the other day. But doing this lower number is going to allow you guys to really tap into the strength of the push-up rather than the endurance. Those higher number of reps, they get your body better at doing lots of reps of push-ups, whereas these lower number of reps in our push-ups are going to allow you guys to just overall get stronger and challenge your body in that way rather than like going for a longer amount of time. So that's why we're taking this rest. We're going to have a really strong final set. Try to do that quarter or half rep rather at the bottom of each push-up. See what happens in this final set. Last 2. Let's get it. See what you guys are doing. I know these ones are way harder than they look. Seems to be our theme lately. Okay, so once you guys are done push-ups, we'll go through those pull-aparts, which you're very happy to stand up and do after those. There you go. Good job, you guys. So we have 10 reps of those ones. And we should be pretty close to our final set, if not there. All right. So I'll give you guys 1 more minute if you are still finishing up that last set here. If you are done, shake it out, grab some water. We are going to move on to the next part here, which you will need that chair, that bench. If you have one, again, if you do not have something like this, I have options for you guys. So what we're going to do now are some rows. You guys are going to be supersetting rows with dips. So that is what our chair, our bench is for on this part here. So we'll start off with the rows. Those of you with TRXs, this is the perfect time to incorporate your TRX. We're doing a neutral grip row for 10 reps at a time. So if you're working with a TRX, it's really easy to make 10 reps hard. You simply just walk your feet closer to where your TRX is connected. Whereas if you're using dumbbells or bands like me, what we're going to do for those 10 reps, we're doing this in a bent over position. We're going to pull them in and hold, adding in that pause, because if I didn't do that, and if I just did a normal tempo, these 8 pounds are not going to be very challenging. But if I pull it in and I hold and I squeeze my back, it's going to be a lot harder. So you guys can start your first set right now. Those of you who are working with bands, if you have loop bands only, we're holding the band sideways like this, and you can pull that band in, trying to keep tension on it. The stronger the band, the more challenging. So if you have a heavier band, it's going to feel a lot harder to do this. So we'll go through 10 reps total of those ones. And then we got the dips, right into the dips. Typically we have these ones next superset, but today they are coming up second. So you guys are going into dips. I have flipped this chair pad up as I prefer to do this with a harder surface on my wrist. I'm going to bring myself to the end of my bench, lower down to 90 degrees, and then push myself all the way up and straight. So we're going through 20 reps total, 20. Yes, so let's get it. If you're doing the dips, that's what's up. If you don't have a chair, or maybe you don't like those, you want to do something else, These wall tricep extensions are a very effective way to get your triceps going on. And then of course, our last option, there are others, but last option for you guys is laying on your back, going through your triceps this way. So we can go through 20 reps like so. And then, because we are working different stuff here, we are not going to be taking any rest in between these sets, but you are going to complete 3 more total. So, I mean, your rest time is your transition time, the time that it takes you to get, down on the chair, up off the chair, pick up your weights, but we don't have any set amount of time. So we will just pick these guys up, get ourselves set up, and go into our second set. So second set, we have the same thing going on as the first. If you're using dumbbells band, a little bit light, we're adding in that pause, which you can hold for 1, 2, 3. Really trying to bring your shoulders together, elbows together, and we'll squeeze our back every rep. Oh, yes. Let's do it. So second set of 4. Get it. For the back. Again, we are in a neutral grip, so I'm pulling in. I have my elbows tucked in. It's a little bit of an angle out, and then we go down. And then those dips. 20 reps total. So 20 reps of most things is hard, especially when you're doing the triceps like this. So feel free to break it up into like 2 sets of 10 if you need to, and do 10. Take a second, shake out your arms, and do another 10. The other thing that you can do is play around with how close or far your feet are. On the dips here, the further away your feet, the harder. So if my legs are straight, this is going to be so much more challenging than if my legs are bent in like this. So you can start with them a bit more straight, go through your reps, and once you feel like you're starting to not be able to do them, you can walk your feet in a little bit closer. And then for the wall, of course, same thing. The further away, the lower the hands, the harder. The closer, the higher the hands, the easier. So in a little tiny step makes a really big difference, especially when you're doing a 20 reps at a time. All right, so once you guys are done, and you might need to just breathe for a second here, we'll go into our third of 4 sets of these ones. Let's get them. All right. Okay, so again, right into our third set when you guys are ready. A couple deep breaths, a couple sips of H2O, and then let's do it. Right into our third set, trying to really feel everything going on in your back. We're pulling in these weights. You think about pulling a shoulder behind the ear, but we want to create that 90-degree angle in our arms. So sometimes if you're unsure, you can do a little shoulder check, but really just pulling that shoulder back ensures that you're going to have that 90 degrees. Because if I don't pull my shoulder back, then I get that hiked up chicken wing elbow situation that you don't want. And so by leading the weight with my shoulder, that 90-degree angle, my elbows it just happens. I don't have to think about it as much. And I feel it so much more where you should feel it. So let's try it on our third set. Since you guys. So if you're working again with that band, hold that pause, keep tension on the band, and we'll go through our 10 reps. So we do have 1 more set after this one. Yes. Moving on to the next part. All right. So we'll get in those rows right into those dips, the triceps. Yes. Awesome. For the upper body. Little sneaky superset here. This one kind of creeps up on you mostly because there is no rest in between. We're just kind of going back to back. And although your triceps, the back of the arms, are not really directly used in your rows, they are still kind of doing something. So it should kind of progressively build up and feel like this is getting harder as we go. That is what I want. So we have one more round after this one. The last set of these two to make it 4. And then we are moving on to the next part. Yay. So we'll go into our final and 4th set, almost said 3rd. 4th one, the last one. Solid pause at the top. Trying to think about all of those things in our back. Last set. So we'll be pulling our belly button into our spine, especially if you're doing the bent over version here. If you have weights in your hands, you want to pull this in to help activate that built-in weight belt, aka your core, so that you don't feel any stress in your lower back, because we don't want that. Okay, so final set, you guys. Last one. Once you are done, you can grab yourself some water. I'm going to give you guys about 1 minute to finish up. Oh, I always look at the screen and it's like 10%. We made it. I think it's only happened once. At the very beginning when my laptop died during my class. Never again. All right, so good job, you guys. We're going to move on to the next part here. This is the last part. So we have 3 exercises going on in this final part here. You will need all of that stuff still. So as you guys come to an end, do not put it away. We're going to get you guys started with some single arm rows, doing them with the knee support of our chair, of our bench. So again, if you don't have something like this, I'm going to come at you guys with an option that does not use this. But I would prefer that you have something that you can put your knee up on like this, so that we can get that support for our core and focus more on our back. I've doubled up my weights over here. If you're using a band, I'll have my band anchored around this foot band in my hand. I'm going to have my palm face my leg and really stretch my arm and back down, and then rotate and pull that elbow, shoulder behind my ear. So again, I rotate and I allow the shoulder to come forward, and then I'll pull in and switch my hand so that my palm is facing my ribs. So we're going through 10 reps total. Now for most of us, a normal tempo, 2 seconds up, 2 seconds down, is going to make this feel pretty hard, especially because we're adding in that stretch. If you do not have a chair or a bench, you can get yourself into a staggered stance like so, and just have that hand on your leg for support. And then we're trying to do the same thing where we really let that shoulder stretch, and you feel a stretch, and then we rotate and squeeze, and we feel all the things happening in our back. So we'll start off here. We're doing 10 reps per side. 10 on one side, 10 on the other. And then we are going down onto the floor. So I'm just going to move him to the side. Okay. Woo! So yes, 10 and 10. And then we have a Superman variation down here. You guys are going to be going in this W position with your arms. So we're going to lay down on our tummy, feet, toes down, legs down, hips down, all that staying down. Upper body, we're in this W position. And then I'm just going to lift my shoulder blades together. And that's one. And I'm hovering off the floor. So I'm never going to touch the floor. I want to just hover. And then I pull my shoulders together. I stay looking down at the floor so that my neck stays straight and I'm not bending my neck weird like this. and I'll squeeze the shoulders, and we're doing 20 reps total, of this one. So let's do it. So regardless of what you have, we're all doing this one the same. There's no options, no equipment. This one's just body weight. We're focusing on the middle of our back, upper back, coming together, trying to get into the middle of the upper back of the shoulders. And we're going through 20 reps total. So again, we keep our hips down. If you're feeling pain in your ribs, you're probably lifting up a little bit too much, so you can just relax. The only thing we want lifting are the shoulders. Oh, that one. Woo! So we should be getting all of the upper back muscles working on that one. Yes. Good job, you guys. All right. So we have one last exercise that we're going to do with this one. You guys can stand up to the top. We're coming back over to our chair, our bench. Now, what I've done and what I will do now is keep this chair so it's positioned against the wall, because we're going to put ourselves into a plank position with our forearms on this chair. I'm going to bring my one dumbbell over underneath here. If you do not have a dumbbell or a chair, just hang tight. I will come with options for you guys. If you don't have a dumbbell, you're just going to use your body weight. We're going to get ourselves into this plank position like so, and then I'm going to pull it in, put it down, and then switch, pull it in, and put it down. Every rep is 1. We're doing 10 total. So I'm in this plank position, then I pull in, put the weight down, switch sides. If you don't have a weight, you're just pulling in the air, pretending that there was a dumbbell in your hand, and then we'll go through those 10 reps. If you don't have a chair, we can do this off of the floor, but we'll have to be in a high plank position, like so. And then we will pull in the weight, put it down, and pull it. So we'll go through again 10 total. We're alternating 5 per side. Don't accidentally do 20. 5 per side, 10 total. Right side, left side. Oh, that one. Okay, so once you guys are done, this is the gas. We're going to do this 3 more sets. Now, we can take a little bit of rest here because that one is surprisingly hard. It gets you all hot and heavy. There's some sneaky core work in there. As we pull in, we want to actively be thinking about our back muscles. So, take a little bit of time here. This is the water, and then we'll go into our second set. I'm just going to move this so that you guys can see me from the side on these rows. Okay, so when you're ready, we'll start our second set. We're back to this first one. Using dumbbells, we're in this position, nice big stretch down, and then we row and rotate that palm. So palm faces the leg, and then row and rotate. So I have the hand and the knee on the bench, which is giving me lots of support for my core and my lower back, but I still want you guys to think about pulling in your belly button. It's just gonna help, it's good practice, it's gonna help you protect everything up in there. So we're going through those, 10 and 10, woohoo! So we'll do both sides. All of the back stuff. So we'll go other side here. And if you have a band, it is anchored around that foot, and we're following the exact same thing here with the palm, the rotation, and the 10 reps. Okay. It is, if you are using a chair like me, it is a good and safe idea for the rows to have it moved against the wall. Those ones, it doesn't matter so much, the kneeling rows, sorry, but the plank ones, it's just a good idea to have a chair against the wall. If you're using a chair, if you're using a bench or anything else, it's probably okay as long as it doesn't move out of the way. So again, if you do not have this chair, we can be in this position, going through these rows, trying to control what's happening with our hips. Just like yesterday, if you guys followed along, we talked a lot about that hip stability, not letting our hips tilt and shift. So the same thing is going on here. Of course, we are in a more of a plank position rather than on our back. But with this, if you can't control your hips, if you find your hips are like shifting and tilting, then you guys can widen up your feet. And I realized right now that you have Supermans. I got so excited about the planks. Hopefully you guys remember. If not, you can just catch it at the end here. So we have this W position with our arms. Shoulders are brought together. 20 reps total. Never going to forget about these. I was just getting ahead of myself. So we'll go through these ones. Then you have 10 total on the plank rows. Woo! 2 more sets. Yeah. All right. So let's do our thing. We're going through 2 more rounds total. Got all the back stuff going on. Okay. So once you guys are done, you can take just a quick 30 seconds if you need it, as we are combining lots of back stuff together. We have time. My eyeballs, not read the time. We have lots of time. You guys have about 8 minutes until we really need to be starting our final part here. Yes, I said final part because that's coming up next, which is the conditioning circuit is the next and last part. Which means you're almost there, but we have to go through 2 more sets of this very fun stuff in this tri-set. So when you're feeling ready, if you have not started your 3rd set, let's do it. Starting off with that first one, that single arm row. So again, if you're not using a chair or a bench, we prefer you to have that support with either your hand on your leg. Another way that we have done this one before is having our hand on the wall as well, which is another way that it works. And just then having that as opposed to not having that like this, just helps us to give ourselves support here so that we can focus more on our actual back muscles and not on our core and our lower back. Because we do that very often. We have other exercises that focus on that, whereas this 1 arm row, we want to support it so that we can get a nice, strong focus on our back, upper back, the lats, the ones that run down the sides of your back. So we're going through those. 10, 10. Then you guys are down on the floor. Shall not forget again. In this Superman position, this one that is so much harder than it looks. So if any of you are feeling your lower back, we have to make sure that we are not lifting up our legs. Something else that you can do is squeeze your butt, like actually squeeze your butt, and that's going to help you use your glutes to help keep all this stable and supported. So if you are starting to feel some creeping up lower back pain, and you might be doing a little bit of this, which we don't want. To avoid that, you can squeeze your butt and really just push your legs down into the floor and focus on having those shoulder blades squeezed together. On our forearms, and it helps us not have that pressure on our wrists. It kind of lifts us up a little bit, but just might not work for some people, and that's totally fine. So we have 1 more set of these 3, and then we are done with them. Moving on to the last part. The fun part. I don't know if it's fun. It's going to get you all energized and feeling good. But we have to do 1 more round, of this tri-set. These 3 exercises. Last set of them, and then we're moving on. Okay, so when you guys are ready, let's do it. This is it. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So okay, plug in our timer. All right, so take your time. We have 3 minutes before we are going to start the last part, which is our conditioning, our cardio. Gonna get us all hot and heavy, take us to the finish line. And requires an open window. It is gonna get hot in here. Okay, so good job, you guys. Take your time with it. Finish up these last 3 exercises. So, all right, let's get it. Let's get these rows. Last set. Sweep, sweep. Okay. Good job, you guys. So once you're done, grab yourself some water. Finish up that final set. We are going to be moving on to the last part here. It's going to be on this timer. Good. You don't have to count anything today. Okay, so for this next part, you guys are not going to be needing equipment unless you are low impact or you choose to do the low impact version, in which case you might want to add dumbbells or a band to make it a little bit more challenging if you choose to, so you can keep them close if you would like. We are not going to be needing this chair either, or your bench, so you can move it out of the way to create a little bit more space, as that is more important for this last part. So I have my timer set here to 60 seconds on, or rather they're all on. It's a little bit different than our normal interval timer. Only rest we're going to take is the last 30-second bout. So the timer is set to beep 60 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and then 30 seconds, which is the rest. What we're going to do is have a less challenging exercise first that we're going to do for a minute, and then we're going into 30 seconds of a really hard exercise. And then we have a different, less challenging exercise for 60 seconds, one that we can actually maintain for the whole minute, and then we rest for 30. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, it will as we go through our sets, because you guys are doing 6 of them. So the first one is kind of like a warm-up set. We're going to go through these moves. We're not going to be pushing ourselves the hardest that we can. The next 5 are going to be you going as hard as you can. So this takes us about 12 minutes total. I know 6 sounds like a lot of rounds, but it's not going to be a lot, but it is going to be intense, okay? So first one that we are going through, you guys are doing our split jumps. So we're going to go through our lateral split jumps, and this is for a minute. Each side, we're going to have lunges. So we go split jumps, 1, 2. So this is going to be for 1 minute. We're going to start on this one. The next 30 seconds is going to be burpees. Full on, chest to the floor, 30 seconds as hard as you can of burpees, okay? The following 30 seconds, we're going into a jumping jack version, which we will talk about when we get there. And then we rest for 30 seconds, okay? So this is you guys. Are you ready? As ready as you're ever gonna be. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Split jumps, let's go. So we're going the length of our mat. When we get to the side, we'll go into those 2 lunges and then all the way back. If you're low impact, we can go these fast feet and then just step back, fast feet. I have to think about it a little bit. And then step back. Again, at any point, if you want to add holding a weight or a band in front of your head, feel free to do so. But you have 30 seconds left. So really do pace yourself here on this first round so that you can just keep on going this entire amount of time. 15 seconds left. So we're going through these ones. Got a nice little combo here. breaks it up a little bit with those lunges. The split jumps, go through one more there and back. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, right into these burpees. So we jump out, chest to the floor, up, and we go. If you're low impact, we'll step out, step in, and stand up. So you guys are getting as many of these in as you can. 10 seconds left, let's go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. All right, so the last one is going to be our jacks. What we're going to do is jumping jacks. Now, if you want to make these a little bit harder, you can throw in your star jumps. You can do like 10 followed by 10 jumping jacks, but you guys have started right now. If you're low impact, we can tap our feet. Another option here is to go with a weight in our hands and do our thruster jacks. You guys have 30 seconds left, okay? So do something that's going to challenge you that you can maintain for 20 more seconds, which for most of us might just be regular jumping jacks, because if you do them hard, if you move your arms and feet together, they're really challenging. And they get our heart rate up, which is the goal. 10 seconds left. Let's go, let's go. 3, 2, 1. Now we rest. Now, this rest is you still breathing, walking, moving around. We're not sitting. I want you guys to still stay standing. When this rest is over, my phone flipped. In 15 seconds, we are starting our second set of this stuff. Woo! And if you remember, we're doing 5 more sets. And then we're done. Yes! So we're back to that first one. Split jumps. Ready? Here we go. So we'll go through these there and back, working it as we can. Oh, yes. Getting a little bit of brain activation because we have to think to connect our feet, our hands, adding those lunges on each side. Takes some coordination. So if you're kind of losing that, you can slow down a little bit, find it. We have 20 seconds left. Let's do this. Just pace yourself, you guys. At any point, if you're not going to make it, just keep going. Even if you do this low impact version, stepping in and stepping out. Maybe you take out the lunges, you just keep going in the split jumps. Whatever you got to do, keep doing it for 5 more seconds. Going into burpees in 3, 2, let's go. 30 seconds, as many as you can, you guys. Come on. Chest to the floor. Let's do it. And if you're low impact, we're stepping out, stepping in. Woo! And at any point, if you need to make these a little bit easier, you cannot add in that push-up and just do the athletic version without bringing your chest down to the floor. But you guys know what I want. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we're going into these jumping jacks. So we're pacing ourselves here so that we can keep going this entire amount of time. In the jumping jacks. You know, we always have the one version of jumping jacks that we throw in. Today we have the option of the star jumps. I know you guys probably won't take them. They're really hard, but if you do feel like they're a little bit too easy, even if you throw in some of these and go back to your jumping jacks, it will crank it up a notch if that's something you want. 20 seconds left. Just know this is it for the week. The jumping jacks, the star jumps, so get them in. 10 seconds left. Let's go. I'm going to tell you guys. Come on now. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, good job. So we are resting for this 30 seconds, which feels oh so fast on the rest compared to when you're doing burpees for this amount of time. We're going into our third set in 15 seconds. So take these breaths Try to calm your body down a little bit as we are going through this next four rather. You guys are going to be pushing yourselves harder than you did on those first two. You ready? Come over to one side. Let's go. So our body is nice and warm. It knows what's going on now. It's used to these movements, kind of, mostly. So we can push ourselves in it. We can make ourselves go a little bit faster. Let's get it. Good work, you guys. My screen is all frozen. Hopefully we are still going. Anyways, you guys know what to do. You have 25 seconds left. Let's go. It's having a moment. There we go. Let's go, you guys. Come on, push yourself now. 10 more seconds left. Just keep going, whatever you do. There it is. Starting our burpees in 3, 2, 1. Let's go right into them. No rest in between. Going right into these guys. Again, if you're low impact, we'll step out, down to the floor, step in, stand up, and go as quick as you can. Try to get at least 3 more in. If you're going high impact, because you have 5 seconds. Get one more. 3, 2, 1. Oh, good job, guys. Okay, right into the jumping jacks. I know it feels like we should be taking rest right now, but we will take it when we are done. These jacks. Whoop, whoop. Just pace yourself. And if you're not going to make it low impact version, we do not want to stop. So keep doing something, even if you don't go as fast. Let's do it. Halfway, you guys. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, there it is. Come on, you guys. Move your body. 15 more seconds left. Let's go. 10 seconds. You got this. You got this. 3, 2, yes. Good job, you guys. Okay. Okay. Grab some water. This is where it's starting to get serious. When your body and your mind are like, we are done here, but you are not done. You have 3 more rounds of this, and then you will be done and you'll feel so good. But you have to push yourself in these next 3 sets. Next one starting in less than 10 seconds. So come on over to one side of your mat. Deep breath. Set up those arms. Let's go. So trying to move our arms and our legs together. We know the drill, but the straight arms takes more energy than moving with bent arms. So if you want to make it a bit harder, straighten out those arms. Move your feet faster, but you also have to move your arms faster because they're moving together as one, which that is where this one gets really hard, is when you start to go faster. Start to make yourself uncomfortable. That is the goal on these. We want to feel like we need to stop. And then we just keep working into it and keep maintaining it, even though we really want to stop. 20 seconds left. Come on, you guys. You got this. There it is. Push yourself now. Breathing as you're going through this. 10 seconds left. Move your feet. The brain. 3, 2, 1. Time. Burpees. Let's go right into them. Ain't no rest in between. Come on now, you guys. Let's do this. 15 seconds left. Ever makes you go fastest on these. Let's get it. 10 seconds. So let's go. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. Okay. So breathing here. Going through these jumping jacks. Now, really, the harder that you push yourself in these ones right now, the harder this entire workout is going to be. We have 2 more rounds after we're done this. And then we are done. Yes, so close, you guys. So let's keep pushing through. We have 30 more seconds of these jumping jacks. Just pace yourself. You're going to be jump jacked out after this, and that is completely okay because you will be done these. But today, for the week, let's go as hard as we can. 20 seconds right now. Let's go. I don't have any music playing. Normally I would say like find the rhythm of the song, but unfortunately I have no background music. So just keep pushing yourself, you guys. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work. Okay. Whew. Breathing, resting. 2 more sets. We are done. All right, you guys. So going back into this first one. Take these deep breaths. I know. Starting in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's do it. Second last time you're here. Come on. Nice work, you guys. So pace yourself at any point. Forget the lunges or take the jump out of them. Go back into your split jump. So if you're needing to make it a little bit easier, go with fast feet. Try to keep up whatever we were doing on those first few rounds. I know you're tired. Your body's tired, your legs are tired, your calves are tired from all this jumping around, but you can push through this. I know you can. 15 seconds left right here. And you know, and I know, we all know, you're going to feel so much better if you just keep going and you don't stop. Let's do it. Burpees in 3, 2, 1. Get down there. Let's go. Second last time you're here, you guys. Let's go as hard as we can. Chest down to the floor if we can. At any point, you can take out the chest down to the floor, although that makes it a lot more challenging. But I just want you guys to go fast. You have 10 seconds left. Let's do this. Moving our bodies. Most important part. 3, 2, and time. All right, you're going to jumping jacks. Working with whatever you got going on. Let's do it. We're just jumping around over here. We are almost there though. Stay with us, you guys. Come on. Let's do this. Yes, 30 seconds left. So close. Good work, guys. Let's go. 20. Breathing, pushing yourself. Come on. Finishing just as strong as you started. 10 seconds left on this one. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rest. Good job, guys. Okay. Breathing, walking, resting. We have one last set, and we are oh so done, and it starts in 20 seconds. So grab a quick sip of water. Take some deep breaths. Ponder your life. Get yourself mentally prepared for this final set, which starts in 10 seconds. Are you guys ready? Come over to one side of your mat. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Last set, you guys. This is it. We want all of it, all of the energy, all of the stuff you got left up in there. Let's use it to move our body faster, connect our hands and our feet. Let's go. Last chance. Last chance on these ones. Ooh. Let's do it. 5 sets, 30 seconds. Come on. Pushing yourself. You guys got this. Let's do it. 15 seconds. Push yourself. Do not stop Whatever you do, keep going, doing something. We're almost there. Starting your burpees in 3, 2, 1. Right into them. Let's go. 30 seconds of them. Last set of them. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on now. 15 seconds, you guys. There you go. Good job. Give me one more. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, here we are. Last minute. And then we are resting for the very last time. Yes, and it is way longer than 30 seconds. You can rest as long as you want. But first, we have to push ourselves. Make ourselves uncomfortable in these jumping jacks. Whether you're doing the high impact, low impact, whatever you got going on, we have 30 seconds left on this one. Trying to straighten up the arms a little bit more. Move the feet a bit faster. Arms come with them. 20 seconds left. Come on now. Good job, you guys. Right until you hear this beep in 15 seconds, you are building up your pace, trying to add to it. Come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are done. Yes. Amazing job. Okay, so we're going to walk it off now. Walk it off. Grab some water. Let your heart rate come down, because that right there just got it up really high, and you're probably not feeling the best right now. So we're going to take a minute, at least, maybe 2 minutes, to just rest, to stay moving, to sip on our H2O so that we can let our heart rate come down a little bit so that we can stop moving and not shock our body, make ourselves feel even worse. So we'll just take that time right now, and if you have some space, you can just pace around your room, drink some water, pat yourself on the back because you are done, and that was really effing hard. And you, I don't even need to say that because you just did it, but you are done. Yay. Until tomorrow, of course. We are going to have a quick stretch right now focused on our upper body, but there are a couple lower body things, specifically your calves, that I want to focus some stretching in on because we did a lot of jumping around there, more than we usually do. So rest, you guys. As soon as you start to feel okay, like you can hold down a conversation without not being able to breathe, bring yourself over to a wall if you have one, and take a lunge, and we'll start to stretch out our calf, the lower back of the leg muscle there. And so you can sink forward onto that front leg. Try to keep your foot positioned exactly straight, because even a little bit of an angle, you won't feel the same amount of stretch as you would if that foot was positioned straight like this. So we'll hold this for about 1 minute. Still taking those nice deep breaths. Still trying to calm our body down. Calm our everything down after that. So we'll hold this here. Take about 10 more seconds, and then we will switch sides and stretch out the other side. So there are other stretches for your calves. I like this one the best because it's kind of foolproof. Most people feel it no matter what. If you do want to feel it more, you can move your foot back a little further or maybe sink further forward. We have to keep that back heel down. If you found your calves are really, like, you want a bit more stretching, you want to try a different version, you can also do this one where we have our toes up against the wall and we just lean forward. I feel kind of bad doing this on the wall. I don't know. I'm used to doing this like in a gym. I feel like I don't want to break this. But anyways, you can try that one out. Besides that, upper body, you probably saw this coming, your chest, your shoulders, we need to stretch those out. So whether you want to just do this reaching behind your back like so, maybe you have a door frame that you can go through, do both sides at once, save yourself some time, or a corner of your room. Or if you don't, you can just do one side at a time, hand on the wall, turning your body away, getting that nice tension stretch in the front of your chest and shoulders. Should not be painful. So we can hold this for about a minute. You can play around with how high or low your hand is. You'll get stretches in different places. And this is one that really does help us to promote good posture. So if you're feeling like that's something that you need, definitely all of you please do one set. But if you want to come back and do a couple more sets of that one, feel free to do so. Last thing that I would suggest that you guys stretch is your back muscles. So I'm going to come over to my door handle over here and hold on to the door handle and let my body fall back so that I feel a nice stretch on this side. And I'm kind of turning my hips over to that side as well. And we'll open up this whole side of our back. You can hold this, talking into the wall. You can hold this for about 1 minute. And then you can switch and do the other side. So those are definitely two that will help you guys feel a little bit looser and better. Anything else that you guys want to do, stretching maybe for your lower back, a bit more calves, your hips, feel free to do so. But you guys are done with me. Thank you so much for coming out live. Bobby, Carly, Dave, you guys are so awesome. I will hopefully see you guys soon. And if you are watching the replay, drop a comment, send me a message so that I know you were here. Have a great day, you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.